Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today I want to go through some real classic old coins from Australia, some pre-decimal coins that are quite collectible, and I think some of the designs of these are somewhat of the best that we have in Australian history. I'm going to especially start off with the first one, but these are Australian Florins commemorative coins. They signify some specific dates and events that happened within Australia. I think they're really good classic coins. So I'll start with the first one here, and I think from a design point of view, from a pre-decimal, and just the artist work in this one is absolutely beautiful. I do love this one. It's definitely added a bit of value just because of the design and collectability of it, because of the look. Everyone wants one of these in part of their collection. So this one is the 1927 Canberra opening of Parliament House. Obviously we now know it as Old Parliament House within Australia, but at the time that was Parliament House because it obviously moved from Melbourne to Canberra. So Melbourne was the original capital of Australia until this one in 1927 when Old Parliament House opened. So as you can see, it's a really beautiful classic kind of design there, and it just absolutely pops here. So we've got King George V on this side here. All of these coins that I have were made at the Melbourne Mint, which is something also very special. So obviously we don't have any coins made at the Melbourne Mint anymore. So it is kind of nice and special to see that. And I think later this year I'll actually go to the Melbourne Mint and show it off a bit and show you. I've got some old sovereigns that were made from there as well, which is pretty cool. So this one here has a mintage of 2 million, so quite accessible from that aspect. If you think about how many coins were made back in the old days, that's still pretty high. It has a silver content of 92.5, so you can feel it in the weight of the coin itself. It does have obviously a bit of a silver weight to it. And you find these from around $15 to $900, depending on the quality, if it's a gem mint or not. So this one here, from a grading point of view, is being cleaned. I didn't realize it had been cleaned already, but nonetheless, it's come up really nice. I've got 2 of those as part of the collection, and it's not something that I look to personally add more of, but they're definitely really cool. So that's the first of the 4 commemorative florins from Australia. The second one is probably the most collectible out of the lot. The one that you probably don't see as much because it's so limited, so small mintage of this one here, and I think it's also another cool one. This one is the 1934/35 Melbourne Centenary. So that's pretty cool. So it's 100 years of Victoria, Melbourne, as we can see on this coin here. Now this one has a couple of special edition ones that are quite limited, and we'll show you under the microscope what we're looking for, but you can see how the king absolutely pops on this one with the robe. It's very different compared to this one here with the effigy of the King George there. This one here, you can see the whole robe and everything else on there, so it just makes it a little bit cooler. And as you can see here on the right hand side, it says Emperor, which is also another unique feature around this coin. So very cool with the king. And as you can see here, we've got a person on a horse coming in to Melbourne, so Centenary of Melbourne. So let's have a look under this under the microscope, and what we're looking for here is the rider on his left breast. If you can see the nipple, that's known as a nipple coin, and they are worth from $10,000 to $30,000 just because of that nipple. There's only believed to be about 10 of those to be made, but overall 75,000 of these were made, but believe it or not, 21,000 were sent back to the Melbourne Mint to be melted down. So only 54,000 of these are left. So that's why these are quite collectible and quite hard to get. They also contained 92.5% silver, so there is a little bit of silver content, but the key thing you want is the actual collectability of it because they're so limited. But let's see if this one is one of the more collectible ones by having a look under the microscope. And I'll change that focus in there. Yeah, beautiful. And as we can see there, you can't see on his chest there, you can see how there's no little pronounced nipple there. So if there was a pronounced nipple on his chest there, that would be known as a nipple coin. But when they did it, they didn't like the design and the way it popped out. They thought it was a bit rude, so they actually removed it. So that's why there's not many of the nipple coins left. So they're a bit hard to get, but this is, like I said, pretty good quality for an older coin as well. So you can see all the details in the face and everything else. So I'm pretty happy to have this one as part of the collection. But these, even the non-nipple versions, start at around $200 and can go up pretty quickly. So definitely happy. Like I said, I might end up sending this one off to PCGS for grading because it is overall in an okay condition. But it's nice just to have this looked after as well. So it's definitely not in a worn condition. So that's the second of the key florins. Now let's go into the third one. And this one's from 1951. And this one, I might get it out of the case. This is the 50th anniversary of the Federation of Australia. So another significant milestone within Australia. As you can see here, this one's quite dirty, but you can see 1901 to 1951 Australia florin, and you can see the Australian like emblem in the middle with the Southern Cross going through there. And again, we've got King George VI on this one. So this one's definitely seen a lot of wear. So you can see another king on this one. And this one's definitely worn a lot more off. So Centenary of Federation. So this one has another mintage of around 2 million. And you're looking around from $6 to around $275. These only have 50% silver. So not as good as some of the older ones. And you can see this one is definitely been worn a bit. So it's probably closer to that $6 mark version. But still quite collectible, still something to have. And again, this one was also made at the Melbourne Mint. So a very nice, neat one to have. And then we finish off on the last one here, which is this one here. This is the Royal Visit one with Queen Elizabeth on there. So let's have a look at this one. So as you can see here, we've got the British lion and the Australian kangaroo on the one coin. So this is from 1954. This one also has a bit of wear in it, so it's not in the pristine condition, but we can see here we've got Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse here. This one also has a mintage of 2 million. So 3 of them have a mintage of 2 million, and it's only the Melbourne Centenary one that doesn't have that higher mintage. This one again, maybe at the Melbourne Mint, contains around 50% silver, and you're looking anywhere from around $6 to $275 depending on the condition. And again, this one is probably closer to that $6 mark with all the marks and everything else. I mean, overall you can still see the coin design still in pretty good condition, and it's still cool to have some silver in there. So you still at least have a silver content value in there, and especially since silver value has gone up of late, we're nearly hitting the $60 mark. It's not too bad to have a bit of this, but these are more collectible coins than you'd buy it for their silver value, because they are pretty cool. So they're the key 4 ones. This is your standard florin that we did have for many years, some for 92% silver and the others were 50%. As you can see here, these are pretty cool ones to get. So these are the original florins that you had with the coat of arms in the middle. I love these. They're actually really cool. So I want to get some more of these other florins to add to the collection. I think florins were an absolute beautiful coin, really nice size, and I loved that they had silver in it. So back when we had real money, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'd love to know in the comments below, what is your favorite out of these? Do you have all 4 of these? I think if you want to have a collection of something historic when it comes to Australian coin history and something that is pre-decimal, you can't go past these florins. They're absolutely fantastic, and there's only 4 of them to collect. I said you are going to have to pay a little bit more for that 1934-35 Centenary one, but overall they're pretty cool. And I think definitely having this one here, let's get this one out of the capsule and have a look at it, because I think the capsule's a bit roughed up. Might need to get a new capsule for this one, I think. Definitely having this, and look at that design. It's absolutely beautiful coin. I really love this one, and you can just see it under that light there. Look at that design. It's gorgeous. So definitely for me, this is the favorite out of all of them, and I think this is one of the best Australian coins that we've ever had. It's a real nice, classic, beautiful design. I love the way they've encapsulated the actual Parliament House and all the other parts around it. It's definitely a cool one to have as part of anyone's coin collection series. So hopefully you found this informative. Please make sure you do give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Make sure you do subscribe to Dan the Collecting Man. I've got a really good lineup of videos coming out, and I'm sure you'll enjoy me informing you about all the cool things to do with coin collecting within Australia. There's also a link for a shout out for a coffee, or hit that thanks button down below if you want to support the channel. And as always, thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll catch you in my next video. Dan.